It's certainly been bad news for City Skylines 2 the past few months, with less and less players hanging around to deal with the bugs, the problems, lack of official mod support and more. But is that all about to change? We now have the latest, possibly largest game update so far that introduces PDX Mods and the map editor, plus the overdue Beach Properties asset pack, price of which is unknown as of recording, but if you've got the Ultimate Edition, then this will be included. So is this the update that brings people flooding back to City Skylines 2 with easier access to mods, more maps, and also some new assets? Let's take a closer look at each of these new updates and new additions, and I'll give you my opinion. I'd also be interested to hear what you have to say, so leave a comment below at any point in the video if you have any feedback. Okay, so let's start off by diving into the PDX Mods, or PDX Mods as I'll be calling it from now on. So when you first load up City Skylines 2 now, you'll be hit with the Beach Properties information if you purchase that. We'll be going through this a little bit later in the video, so let's just close that down. And this is what we're looking at the moment. Oh, you can see some action going on the side. Any mods that have updated when you first load automatically could be updated. You'll see some notifications. But we have the editor here with big yellow beta, PDX Mods, big yellow beta over here as well, beta, whatever you want to say. So let's take a look at the PDX Mods first of all. So we're not expecting a fully finished, fleshed out, totally everything working and all the features that you've ever thought of in PDX Mods. But what we've got so far, I'm positive about, which is good. So I'm going to let you read through that if you wish to. We do have the most popular mods down here at the moment. Don't forget, as I'm recording this, there's only a few that have access to this before release. So, you know, we're all uploading mods, we're all trying different things. So this will change over time. We could load more mods down here and that will kick us straight into the browse. So here we have the browse section. You can sort that by most popular, most recent, last updated, most subscribed, which is quite handy. I'm going to go via last updated. That's normally the one. So we can check out what's going on here. And we can see lots of different maps are being added. If we scroll a little bit further down, some mods that I think we're all looking forward to using, Plot the Globals. These have just been updated. They haven't worked for a long time for me on the Thunderstore, so we'll have a look at those perhaps. FPS limiter. Let's drag a bit further down. Realistic population. That's basically what this mod is. Zoning toolkit. So we can have zoning on certain sides of the road, but not other side. That is going to be very good. Line tool. So a lot of the big mods that we like to use, Move It. Oh my goodness me. There we go. Extra landscaping tools. As of recording this on Saturday, we have no Find It mod at the moment. The Find Stuff mod that was in the Thunderstore. I'm just going to scroll through these so you can see what we've got. The Find Stuff mod, as it stands, possibly might take a week or two to get transferred over. But these are the other mods that we have available as of now. Yep, that's the end of the list. So, oh no, it's still going. It's still going. I think a lot of these are going to be maps that are down the bottom here. Yeah, there we go. A lot of maps added as well. So yeah, by the time this video is out and by the time you get the update on Monday, I think it is, or is it Sunday night you get the update when the video goes out, then yeah, I'm sure there'll be more in here. But you can obviously sort by different things. You can remove all the maps if you wish. Yeah, that's pretty obvious over there. Play sets is the other thing that I think is quite good. So at the minute, we can start a new play set, have no active play set. So that would be what we would call vanilla. We've got the basic play set that it comes with, and then I've added this one in. I'm using the mod test play set. And if we go into play sets, we can then mess around with these. So we can see this one is active at the moment. I can switch and make that one active quite quickly. We can delete those and mess around with those. I think we're just going to wait for that one to kick in. There we go. Excellent. So we'll look at our mods test. So I've added a few mods to this. We've got this little symbol here at the moment because the game has literally just been updated. So by the time it gets released again, this will probably be all changed. But yeah, modders are looking at how to set their mods up. So little minor updates, you won't necessarily see this, but as it stands, all of these things are working. So that's fine. You can enable, disable any mods that you wish from this playlist. You can change the order, you can delete them. So yeah, I like this. This is good. And from my understanding, they don't need to be loaded in a certain order. There's none of that issue like we used to have with City Skylines 1. It was an excellent write-up, which we'll take a brief look at from McSurgy, who's been now working for CO for a while, for Colossal Order. and is, yeah, the one of the brains behind this modding setup that we're seeing in PDX Mods. So yeah, I've got all of these. I've got some enabled, a couple disabled, and that all works really well. You've then also got the library. So you've got your different play sets that you can use. So for instance, I would have a play set up for, if I did New Zealand 2.0, if I do Kettle Bridge, if I do a vanilla, I could have a playlist, a play set for each of those, and I can choose that play set and then load that game. You've also got your library, which is basically everything that you've got installed on any play set anywhere. So these are all the mods, these are all the maps, these are absolutely everything. And again, you can filter these if you wish, and then you can remove them from a play set that you're in. So for instance, if I didn't want achievement enabler in my mods test, I can remove from the active play set. And as that wasn't in any other play set, it's actually removed it from this list. I thought it was actually going to stay there, but I've misunderstood that perhaps. If we go to my other play set, I keep wanting to say playlist, then any of the mods that I'm already subscribed to, I can now add to this play set as well. So it's an interesting way of sort of dealing with the different mods that we've got. Don't forget, this is beta. They're looking for any feedback that you can give them in how to set this up. What I would like to see is save games linked to play sets. So if I share with you my save game, we just need to give that a second to kick in. There we go. If I share with you my save game, let's say Kettle Bridge, when you download it, it automatically tags to it a play set. These are the ones that you need. And also sharing play sets would be good. We can't do that at the moment. I would imagine that would come very quickly. It's definitely going to be on the list. So I could then share with you my Kettle Bridge play set and you'd be able to use that. So that is stuff that's coming in the future. At the moment, not here just yet. Dependencies are also handled really well. I think if I click on this one here, no, one of these has got some dependencies. There we go. Excellent. So it requires one more mod. It doesn't actually tell you what that is yet. So hopefully that is going to be added, but you can, there we go, click and add the mod. I knew it was this extra UI screens here. There we go, and you can see it's installing both of those to my mods test playset. So that's good. So we're not going to sort of install some mods, forget the dependencies, things aren't working. That will all be quickly sorted out easily for you. So let's take a quick look at what you can expect to see when you click on a mod. Let's pick Move It. So glad to see this one here. So no images added yet. We get a little bit of information over here about the mod. Suggested game version. This is what you're going to see. You're now able to do. So 1 asterisk. So any little small updates, this mod will still be marked as working for that. So that is good. That's something that's just sort of been put about amongst the modders just today or yesterday. So I think we'll see that changing. Information about the mod over there, of course, as well. Change log, very handy to have that. I always want to see that. You can submit a report and some links as well, which is really good. So a lot of people asking questions about PDX mods. Is it because Paradox and Colossal Order want to charge for mod stuff? No, they don't want to. They want to support the modders. Modders can put in their Patreon links, their PayPal links, Discords to go to. So they're supporting the modders as much as they can. So you can then go and follow them off platform, support them off platform if you wish. And that you can remove, give it a thumbs up. So yeah, that's the sort of information. And then of course you'll get pictures and things like that as well eventually. We've also had quite a few dev diaries this week. This is the first of 3, I think it was, or 4 Paradox mods in City Skylines 2. Straight away, it talks about some of the things that we've already discussed. Nice little mock-up there of what it would look like with a fake donut drone. I bet someone's going to make that at some point. But there's some good information here if you're somebody who creates mods. It's been made a lot easier to put a mod together to release it onto the platform. We'll go into that a little bit in depth a bit later, but I certainly would say have a look through that. That is very helpful and interesting. Let's just dive into the game again and let me show you the modding toolchain which has been added. Right, so if we dive into the options and modding up here, again with that notification. So here we have the modding toolchain, which you can install, repair, update. You can see what it says there. And these are all the dependencies that I'm assuming as a modder that you would want to install and use. And it will let you install each of these, update them when updates come out. It would just keep on top of this for you. And I think for those that are making mods, this is absolutely fantastic because it keeps everybody on the same page updated with the latest tools. And something that's spoken about in one of the other dev diaries is how this little option over here, to put all the options for different mods on the side here, is something that's built into the tools that have been made for modders. So you don't have to design all of these screens. You can particularly select elements that you want to pop up as options, and it will put them here, give you the tick boxes, give you the sliders. It will do all of these things for you, which again, I think is just absolutely excellent for those wanting to dive into making mods. There was also a follow-up post on the forum, which I think is worth looking at. Some of these questions here, because there's going to be comments on mods. So if mod creators want to, they can opt in for discussions from the forum linked straight through to PDX Mods on City Skylines. So that'll be helpful. It speaks about mod collections, which I sort of thought the play sets were basically that, but you can create a wrapper mod. So I could create a wrapper mod called Kettle Bridge and assign all the mods that I want to as dependencies for that, which I suppose is another workaround for it. I'm hoping that this dependency amount gets upgraded because, well, you know what it's like. Take New Zealand, hundreds of mods, thousands of assets. So I think that will be changed as we go along. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Sharing play sets, they say they are working on. Version history of a mod, yet patch notes, we've seen that, which is absolutely great. I get a lot of questions about mods on the game GeForce Network by Nvidia, so they're trying to work something out for that. We haven't got there yet. Moderation and malware removal tool. As you saw, you can report a mod if it's a problem. That's how it used to work on Steam. It worked well. The community got together if there were mods that were malicious, and they were removed very quickly with very little fuss. It talks here whatever mod dependencies removed. I mean, basically it's the same as with Steam. If someone wants to remove their mods, it's still going to happen. If you've got it saved locally, then good for you. You can do something about it. If you don't have it saved locally, then it sucks for you because it's gone. I've had that trying to go back to some of my old City Skylines 1 cities. I've had some UK assets removed. It's basically broken Blightea-on-the-Wold. I've been trying to work my way around it. I back up all my mods and assets now all the time. I have done for years. I've got so many mods and assets backed up. So that is probably going to be something we're going to have to do ourselves locally as creators. You might want to look into doing that as well. Mods on consoles, you're not going to get code mods on consoles unless something drastically changes with Sony and Microsoft. You're going to get assets, and that's how it's basically going to be unless anything major changes. And they've just added the ability to follow your favorite modders as well, which is good. I quite like that, so you can keep up to date with, you know, your latest favorites. And yeah, that was good. That's very helpful. So any other questions that come up, keep your eye on the forum. And then also we want to have a look at the third of the 3 dev diaries. I thought there was 4. There was only 3 by McSurgy. Have a read through this yourself. There's a lot of information. McSurgy, known for intersection marking tool, node controller renewal, network multi-tool, amazing tools that we all just loved for City Skylines 1. Hopefully we're going to see those back in PDX Mods for City Skylines 2, but now McSurgy is working at Colossal Order and is one of the brains behind the code modding stuff. So there is so much information in here about just stuff that's coming, stuff that's in there already, stuff that McSurgy and others want to do to bring mods to City Skylines 2. It does really help you to understand the depth of what they're trying to do and how it is going to be better than Steam. You will always see comments saying, oh, why don't we just flick the button, get Steam Workshop working again. Steam Workshop had an absolute ton of issues and problems, which I think a lot of people have forgotten about. Even just loading it up and trying to get a collection working with a mod like Skyve, a mod manager, absolutely fantastic. And it always broke down when Steam was involved because it would just randomly remove mods, uninstall mods, install mods that you've uninstalled before. It is an absolute Steam. I hate it with a passion for working with mods. But the way PDX Mods is going, it is looking like it is going to be fantastic. So in beta, more stuff is coming, don't worry. Also, this optimizing, they built in a way to automatically optimize your mods as well when they're installed, which is fantastic. Talks about the compatibility with other mods as well. So that is definitely something they're looking to make sure is going to work well, hopefully moving forward. Yes, every time there's a game update, most things will need updating. Not if it's like a minor update, which is good. That's a big change as well. Previously with City Skylines 1, any update could break mods. Now it just seems to be if it's major updates. because the way modding works, if you read through this article, you'll see. Also, they've made it easier to add, like we've said, settings into your game, which I think is great. And then a lot of information from a modder's perspective as well. Just read through that. Very, very excellent article, very helpful and informative. And I'm glad McSurgy is spearheading this work to get code mods into City Skylines 2. Now onto the map editor. We've already seen on Paradox Mods that we've had an absolute ton of mods already added, a ton of maps I should say already added. Some of these are absolutely beautiful. When you say some, I haven't had a chance to look through them all. But this section's going to explode, I can tell you now, with the new tools that are available. This one here is amazing. I might make my next new city on this map. Owl has done a fantastic job, but I'm going to check out all the other ones as well. City Planner Plays has got Magnolia County up there. Fantastic. So let's have a look at the new tools that have been added in the editor. There we go. Again, the warning at the top. This is the beta version of the editor featuring map creation tools. I'm not a map maker. I have never used this to make a map, but it seems to me like you've got everything you need in here to be able to do that. And looking at all the maps that have been made available so far, that just shows you that people are already using this thing. So yeah, we've got all the terrain tools and stuff in there. We can add any objects. This menu's been changed a bit. We've got this little list down the side here. Which is handy, so we can now sort of grab things, plop them in the game, and they're all in these sections here. Ooh, what is that? Let's have a look. So we've got these tools here. What, can I just like drag these and make things larger or smaller? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing because I've never made a mod. Let's have a look here. So we can edit different free prefabs in the game. What's this one? Bulldoze. And we've got the water tool mod as well, which I think some mods will work in this. Other mods are available in this but don't work. It's in beta. Everybody's working on stuff to get it all working. But yeah, this is available now, so you can make your own maps and add them to PDX Mods. I won't go on about this anymore. The dev diary is very interesting though. Let's have a brief look at that. So it mentions in here, the dev diary number 2, the map editor, that this is the same tool developers have used to create the maps for the base game, which is good to know. So that's very handy. We can fine-tune anything in the map at all. And yeah, there's just so many different tools that are available to make amazing maps. I can't wait to see what comes out, I'll be honest with you, because what's come out already is just blowing you away. Once people start getting into detailing all of these maps, once we eventually get more assets and things that can be added as well, the different trees. Yeah, we've got 4 palm trees now, although, yeah, we need to talk about that in a moment. But yeah, there's going to be some amazing maps coming your way. There'll probably be even more by the time you get access to PDX Mods. And as the week goes on, I'm sure it's going to be even more on top of that. So why don't we stop waffling and take a look at the new Beach Properties Asset Pack. So as you said, when you first load up, you get these 2 pictures. So you've got assets for European. We're going to look at them in the game in a minute. And for North American as well, looking a bit more like Florida. Residential signature buildings, we get 3 for European and 3 for North America, and also 4 different palm trees. And it is 4 individual palm trees. You can see the different ages of the trees here in the picture, which is good because some people worried about that. Let me load up a game. Okay, so this is a save of the city that was used in the trailer for these, so we can see a lot of them down here, but I've laid them out over here so we can specifically see. So this is basically everything that you get in the asset pack. I've laid them out. We've got, let's come out of that view. We've got the EU waterfront up here, and then we've got the North American down the bottom here. And the way this is set out, we've got level 1 up to here, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and I've done the same for down here. And then we've got these 3 unique buildings for the European and the North American as well. Now, what is interesting, I think they undersell themselves a little bit on saying how many assets come with this pack. Yeah, it's sold as having 30 new European and 30 new North American buildings, and that is the levels 1, 3, and 5. We can see down here we've got all the different sizes, 2x2, 2x3, whatever, 3x4, and they sort of level up. So this size building at level 1 would look like that. When you go to level 2, level 3, it would look like that. So a nice big jump. When it goes to level 5, it would look like that. So that is how they count the assets. And then levels 2 and 4 of both regions would have their own variations. But actually, I mean, that is different. If we have a look at level 1 over here, that's what it looks like. Yep, remember that. And then we have a look at this one over here. It looks different. I mean, I know it's just different colours and things and different props, but it is different. So I think they're underselling it a little bit. Each one of these is very different. And even when you place these down, you will get different variations. Let me just show you. So if you're using the home key menu here, you can just type in waterfront and you get all the different ones, EU and NA, and also the extra buildings as well. Let's just take this first one here, level 1, 2x2. Let's just place a few of these down. And you'll already see, I don't know quite how many different versions there are, but you get different colours, different props. There we go, added in. So this one's got table and chairs out the back, a few bushes, looks a bit grey, sort of more sandy colour. You get that one there, you get an aerial on the roof. So yeah, you're getting quite a few different variations on the main asset. And yeah, that goes through all of these models. And I have to say, I like the look of these models. I mean, even these, I tend to sort of mix the EU and the NA North American versions together, but I really do like the way that these look. So I'm going to be pleased to add these into the game. We've got a Plot the Growables mod as well. Hopefully that's going to have a historic option added to it, so we can just basically find these and plot them straight in the game as we wish. And we've suddenly got a whole load of new assets, which is great. Let's have a look at these ones here. So maybe a bit more Florida looking, it says, doesn't it, for these ones? But again, I think these are very, very nice looking assets. So, oh, having a bit of an auto save, have a quick sip of tea. So once we get to all the region packs eventually being released, once the asset editor is working, I like this one down here. That is looking good. I'm looking forward to see what all of those look like. But yeah, then we get these sort of unique buildings here. So these are the ones that you would plop down and they would give like a bonus. So it's well-being, I think 2, 4 and 6 between different areas. But yeah, I'm liking these. I'm liking these a lot. We've got pools in the back as well. This one's got like a sunken pool down here, protect from the sun. Is that like a skate park out the back? It's got a skate park out the back. Okay. A little bit weird having a skate park at the back of your house, but who knows what all these rich people do with their billions. Why not? Why not? By the way, I forgot to mention that when you're zoning, you've now got a NA low-density waterfront housing zone that you can place, and also the same for the EU as well. So that's how you would normally get these into your game. And we've got the North American ones over here as well. Excellent. Let's have a very quick look at the trailer, because there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Oh, yeah. Where are the trees? I put the 4 trees down here, but we've already seen a picture of them. This is them in their early growth stage. Obviously, we've seen the picture. They all grow up and look a little bit taller. And the trees is one of the things that I want to talk about. Yeah, trees added as part of an asset pack. I really don't like that idea, particularly as these are the first 4 palm trees that have been added to the game. So anybody wants to make a map that incorporates the palm trees and then release it, if someone doesn't have the asset pack, you won't get the trees. And also, you won't just not get the trees, so it won't just be blank. You'll get these weird gold boxes, I think, that replace any assets that are missing. It's what Colossal Order have done to sort of negate the fact of if assets and things are removed from the workshop and then you open your city that relied on those, it doesn't break your save. So I like the idea, but yeah, having the trees in the asset pack is a bit of an odd way to do it. Hopefully we're going to see some more palm trees eventually added as assets, so then we can all use those. But yeah, hopefully that's not going to happen more often moving forward. I'm not sure on that one. Also, we don't have the ability to make beaches. So you will have beaches on a map, but as far as it is in game, you can't place sand down. There's no easy way of making like a beach. So I think that's a big missing thing as well. I was hoping that was going to be added. Again, we might see a mod that does that. Yeah, don't like relying on modders to do that. And of course, then for consoles, that doesn't help them. But who knows what's going to happen in the future. Hopefully that little thing that's missing will be added into the base game. Oh, it might just be worth mentioning as well, there is a game patch that goes along with this. Something that is, I'm going to quote you that it says about this, that along with beach properties, there will be also a substantial amount of performance updates and general fixes and improvements. We hope to see much improvement to performance, especially on lower end spec computers. The full patch notes will be posted along with the release of Beach Properties on the 25th. Now, if it's been released by the time I release this, I know City Planner Plays is going to dive into doing some spec comparisons between a whole variety of PCs that he's particularly bought to do this testing. So I will link to that in the description below. You can always go out to his channel afterwards and check that out. So what's my personal thoughts on these new additions? Well, the Beach Properties asset packs, I like the amount of assets that you get. I think it's good. I think it adds a nice rounded amount of buildings to your game. And I think the way that they look, you could easily mix and match the EU and the North American stuff together without it jarring too much. And it really gives you a nice pool of assets to come from. And I think you actually get more than you bargain for on that side of things as well. I like the unique buildings, nothing wrong with those. I do think that the fact that it lacks the ability to make beaches, and we don't really have that in the game, sort of takes away from it, but they are calling it an asset pack, not a DLC. I do personally think that the ability to put beaches into the game is going to come at some point anyway, whether it's a mod or hopefully in the base game, so everybody and console players can get access to that. So yeah, I think that's worth it. If it's around sort of $9.99, I think a lot of people will buy that asset pack. I don't see a problem with that. Having the official map editor in the game, I think that is fantastic. A lot of people have sort of been using that anyway to make maps and release them on the Thunderstore. Some of them have been very good. I'm looking forward to seeing how many more maps are going to be released. And how much more detail they're going to get as well. Now that officially they're out and you know that any maps you're going to make are going to work with the game, as opposed to before, it wasn't quite sure whether that was going to be the case or not. My understanding is any maps that you've made on the sort of unofficial access to the map editor will work if you load them into the now beta version of that. So that's good news. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what comes up soon. And the PDX mods, I'm very pleased where it is at the moment. Of course, I would like to see more mods being added into it. I think that will happen slowly but surely as the days and weeks pass. I'm going to be taking a bit of a holiday. I'm still trying to get over this scarlet fever that we've had. I'm better than I was. I've managed to record a video, which is good. Medication has been working. So I'm thinking once I get back on my feet and recording again that there's going to be even more mods available. There's still a few that I would consider basic mods that everybody wants to use. Find It or equivalent being one of those. Hopefully that would appear. But I like the way it's going. I like what they've said about things they're going to add, how we can share packs that we want to share between us as well. Play sets or whatever you want to call them. Hopefully that's going to get improved, but all the modders are working behind the scenes to really get across what they want to see in this. And I think from their point of view, the making of the mods has been made, I wouldn't necessarily say a lot easier, but a lot more accessible, which is good. And you've got a lot more access to a lot more things in the game that you can tweak and change and mod. So I think we're going to see some fantastic mods coming out in the future. And as for us, as the consumers, as for those that are playing the game, wanting to play with mods, I think it is basically good for us as well. I think what's going to happen is I think Thunderstore will just disappear eventually. Those that want to move over to the official Paradox mods will do so. Those that can't won't. Those that didn't have access or didn't want access to the mods, Paradox mods previously, will eventually get their mods ported over. And I think we're just all going to end up using Paradox mods. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, watch this space. I think it is heading in the right direction. I'm very pleased. Is this the big update that's going to bring all the people back to City Skylines 2? I don't think it's going to bring all the people back. I think it's going to bring back a lot of people. This is what we've all been waiting for, is to get the mods going again in the proper official way and to really have that available to us easily in the game. I think the second biggest thing, and I would possibly put this even at number one above mods, is assets. We really want all the assets. I would like to be able to say, I'm going to start a British city. I want British roads, British signs, British buildings, doctors' surgeries, schools, row houses, all the equivalents in British looking stuff. I want that all available so I can do that. That is the next biggest thing that's missing. I'm hoping it's not too far away. I'm hoping that's coming. We've already had a few leaks, not, in a good way, not in a bad way. On Twitter, there's been, I think it was Peanuts, Bad Peanut shown how there's a little bit of access to the asset side of things, and things are starting to creep through. Not available to us yet, so I don't think it's too far off. I haven't seen it yet, but when it comes, when that ability is there, I'm hoping then that region packs will be done, and it will just be a great big dump of here's all the region packs. I'm hoping free for everybody. Well, they're meant to be free for everybody, and then everybody can start getting assets into Paradox Mods. And I think once that is there, the floodgates will open again. As you can tell, my voice is starting to give way. Thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know what you think below. I hope you found this very helpful. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some more stuff recorded before I take a break, spend some time with the kids, continue my recuperation. I am going to be starting a brand new city on a chosen, very nice looking map, possibly that one from Owl. We will see what else becomes available in the next few days, and I will see you all very soon. Have a great day. Have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.